Alright, so what we're going to do here is set up PrusaSlicer to make it easier to do multi-material printing. So we have PrusaSlicer started. So first thing we want to do is go to printers and set up our printer profile. Here I've already got my Ender 3 Pro set up, but we want to change this to use multiple extruders. So first thing I want to do is go to extruder 1 and under preview extruder color change this to undefined. If you find this is already a color, just hit the back button to reset it. We don't want any colors in here. Change your nozzle diameter to whatever you're using. You may or may not have to set them in max height if you're using I can't remember what it's called now. Variable layer height. Everything else should probably be already set here with your preset, which one you choose. So now we want to go to general and the number of extruders we're using. I'm going to set this to let's make it 4 and enter. So now we'll have 4 extruders. The rest of this I'm using Clipper. You may need to use Marlin, probably Marlin 2 if you're using Marlin firmware on your printer. And I believe that should be it for this window. Let's go back to our platter. And we're going to drop a couple models on here. So I'm going to grab, let's make it a bear. This may take a bit. There we go. And I also need to repair this model, so this may be a little slow. Come on. You'll also see here that you've got your 4 extruders with their filaments, so you're going to want to assign that a color as well. Of course, I got to wait for this to finish. And yeah, it's going to take its time. Let's see what else. No, still not. Yeah, so both my Ender 3 machines use Clipper as well as my Neptune 4. You will have to check, make sure that if you're using Marlin, that you get to know how it does the color change. Both my Ender 3s with stock Clipper will do an extrude once I do the actual filament change and hit resume, but they will also pause to make sure that enough filament has extruded to do the color change, and then when I tell it yes, it's okay to go ahead, it'll just continue printing. My Neptune 4, however, even if more purging is required, it doesn't ask you. It just does its purge, does a little wiggle to drop the purged filament, and then resumes printing. All right, fix is complete. We're going to go and change colors. So brown's already selected. I'm going to want, let's do lava red. What else? How about a light beige? And yeah, sure. All right, that's the bear. I'm going to drop another model here since the bear is a single part. I started doing mine when I want multicolors now to have multiple parts, so it's one file. But as you can see over here, I've got the main body, color change, because these I want to do a different color in the center. Usually I've been making these yellow because they're, honeycombs. And then I've got the hex cutouts This is for doing other settings. So if I don't want a top or bottom layer, I just want to see the infill. That's what this one's for. Alright, so let's set those first. We're going to make that, let's just make it, no, duh. Gotta do it over here. So we're going to make that blue. We're going to make the inset red and make that one blue as well. So that one's really easy. The bear, however, being one model, you actually have to paint it. So when you do your multiple extruders and again the color and click on your model, you get this here, your little palette. So we are going to, so this is your left mouse button, right mouse button for painting, but you can also change them to different colors. So the main bear is going to be brown. Let's do tan, and we're going to choose Smart Fill and paint his face. So right click, right click, right click, right click, right click, right. Now this one, I can't right click on the paw pad. It may not be defined enough edge. So we're gonna have to paint that by the bucket, or not bucket, sorry, I don't like the bucket actually, because it does stuff like this. Let's change that to red. It paints everything, like dumping a whole bucket of paint on there. Let's go back to brown, change that. You can go to brush, triangles, and we want to zoom in because these triangles are small. Maybe not that much. And just center doesn't matter too much. This is, you will want to zoom in for the edges. Let's get most of this. All right. So by selecting triangles, you get a nice clean. Just gotta click. It's a little tedious, but it's better than trying to use sphere. You can change the size. You get that, so you get the jaggedy edges. Circle, not better. Of course, now I kind of messed up that area a bit using that. See how triangles gives you a nice clean edge, except for that area because I used the circle brush. Anyway, I'm not actually printing this like this, so it doesn't matter. All I'm doing here is holding down the mouse button. Oop. That's a nice easy fix. Just right click with the color, or sorry, left click because I'm already right clicking for that beige. Anyway, good enough for that. You get the idea. Let's see, change the angle. We are going to go with red. Go back to Smart Fill. And change that to blue. you see here how the wing is connected to part of this, and it's changed it to blue, so you'll have to go in and zoom in and paint that. But it will paint the entire area. Now, difference between painting and having multiple parts and just clicking on them is when you print, it will only print the walls this color. I believe. I haven't actually done this, but from printing parts previously, it only printed the walls, the outer walls, the color that you chose, and the inner wall was the default color. And we are done. So all I did was in my filament section, filaments are all listed by color, as well as having the color set for them. You get the idea. And then of course you gotta set all your printer settings. That'll be up to you how you want that. Once that is, make sure to File, Save Project As, choose 3MF. I'm not going to save this, but you will want to. And then you can just bring the 3MF file back into PrusaSlicer and either continue where you left off or print it again, slice it, change your slicer settings. Slice. It's taking a while because of the bear. Oh, that's right. My bad. I forgot I select. Probably because I was selected on the default here when I was playing around with the filaments and showing you guys. Yeah, will need to be resliced because I changed the color. All right, there was, oh yes. So to change these, I'm going to add setting, layers and perimeter. Oh, nope, I don't want that one. Sorry. That one. It's the same thing. It's just I don't need all the other settings. And change that to 0. Change that to 0. Change that to 1. Actually, change that to 0. I want to change the infill, honeycomb, make that 20%. I'm going to get rid of the bear because that'll just take forever slicing again. And slice. Wow, way faster. Ow. Ow. Duh. There we go. This also needs to be changed. And make that solid infill. Yep. There we go. That looks better. So that's how you get your infill to show when you want it to. That's it. Now I just gotta figure out how to stop this.